Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of TNT Daily Report on the Voice of World Media on September 2nd, 2020. My name is Rika. We all know that China recently is interested in making provocative movements against countries that are not on its side. Today's first news has revealed that at this time, China's hand has reached to Australia by detaining an Australian TV host in China. Our reporter J. Rod will explain in details.
Chen Lei, an Australian TV host at China's state broadcaster, has been detained in Beijing as tensions between the two countries arise. Chen was a top anchor on CGTN, the international arm of China's state-owned broadcaster CCTV. She was helming the daily global business show, conducting high-profile interviews, as well as driving content innovation and taking part in special projects. Maris Payne, Australia's Minister for Foreign Affairs, told Sydney radio station that Chen was being detained in China without charges and could be held for months.
Another news of COVID-19, as more and more solid facts reveal that the CCP was the one to create the coronavirus, China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi has spanked the virus origin away from China in a recent comment. Let's hear it from Michael.
The Chinese embassy in the US on Monday promoted comments from a foreign minister trying to cast doubts that the coronavirus pandemic originated in China. Where the epidemic originated and who is patient zero requires scientific research. No one has a right to politicize the origin tracing and label the virus. No factual basis to blame China for one's own ineffective response, the embassy tweeted, linking to Foreign Minister Wang Yi's comments reported in state-run media. Wang was responding to a question about China not sharing critical information that allowed COVID-19 to spread worldwide. What you have said is not the fact, he replied, according to the Xinhua news agency controlled by the CCP. China is the first country to report the epidemic, which does not mean that the novel coronavirus epidemic originated in China. Patient zero has never been identified, but health experts say any investigation would require the full assistance of the Chinese authorities. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo asked about it in May, said China refuses to allow access. They continue to be opaque and they continue to deny access for this important information that our researchers, our epidemiologists need, he said in May.
Thank you for the report. As the CCP frequently sends ships and even practice missiles to the South China Sea to show its power, Czech prepared to be the one that's brave enough to stand against by sending officials visiting Taiwan, despite China's threat in retaliation. In fact, the Czech mayor has publicly referred to the Chinese leaders as unmannered, rude clowns after CCP's Foreign Minister Wang Yi's threat. Our reporter Xiao will tell you in details.
Czech mayor refers to Chinese leaders as unmannered, rude clowns after Wang Yi's threat. Wine News reported, the Speaker of the Czech Senate, Milos Vystrčil, is on a 5-day visit to Taiwan. He landed in Taipei on Sunday and is being accompanied by a team of 90. The delegation is eyeing improving trade ties with Taiwan. China recently threatened the Czech Republic's Senate Speaker for their visit to Taiwan. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi said Vystrčil will pay a heavy price for his short-sighted behavior and political opportunism. And the Chinese government and the Chinese people won't take a laissez-faire attitude and sit idly by. Hitting back in a letter to Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, Prague has called Chinese leaders unmannered, rude clowns. It regards China as a bully who should be ashamed of itself. The letter from Prague to China says that PRC will apologize to them for the shameless threat.
Thank you. While the Chinese government recklessly threatening countries that against its regime, China's internal conflicts are piling up. News reported by Lori saying that China's retirement age has been raised by 16 years in 2020. Let's hear it.
The basic pensions of Chinese enterprise retirees have ascended for 16 years by 2020. Retirees of very few areas will acquire an average increment of about $120 per year, while in most of the remaining provinces, they will only obtain an average pension increase of less than $10 every month. The inflation pressure of mainland China has increased significantly this year with the rising commodity price. The average pork price is about $5 per pound in nationwide, and the increasing pension of each month can only purchase as much as 2 pounds of pork. However, the expenditure of any meal of CCP officials is more than the whole year's pension of Lao Baoxing.
Thank you for the report. I'm pretty sure that the issues will emerge after the publication of this news policy. Now let's move on to the northern part of China. As Ministry of Education in China bans Mongolian languages, protests have erupted to against CCP's supremacy. Let's hear from Winston about the news.
Ongoing protests have erupted in the Inner Mongolia region of the People's Republic of China in response to Chinese authorities stipulating that primary and secondary school classes be taught in Mandarin rather than the traditional Mongolian. In response, parents and students have begun a strike, keeping students at home. On the first day of school, September 1st, armed police arrived at a local high school in Hulunbuir to herd striking students back into classes. Inner Mongolia is a so-called autonomous region whose autonomy has consistently been eroded by the political expansionism of the CCP. Inner Mongolia is also the only region left to use the traditional Mongolian script, with neighboring country Mongolia using the Cyrillic alphabet adopted under the influence of the Soviet Union. The erasure of traditional languages is part of the 5-year development plan for the national language, conjointly issued by the Ministry of Education and other ministries, with the goal of homogenizing thought in support of loyalty to the CCP.
Thank you very much. That's all for today's TNT Daily Report. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. If you have any thoughts, please comment down below. We'd love to hear your valuable feedbacks. See you next time.